Hello gorgeous peeps and welcome to another sphincter-clenchingly thrilling episode of Techspert Weekly. And as far as tech shenanigans goes, this week has been a pretty full-on one. I've seen enough new shiny gadgets launched to choke a dozen donkeys. Some of them definitely fall under the banner of tasty tech, some of them are a wee bit confusing, and some of them are definitely more pants than MC Hammer's favoured onstage get-up, which for the blissfully ignorant was at least 99% pants. So as your mum said last night, let's just crack on with it and get this ridiculous charade over with. Jingle me. Techspert Weekly! So this week the smartphone charge was led by Xiaomi, who launched its latest 5G budget handset, the Redmi Note 10 5G, right here in Blighty. The specs aren't quite as trouser rustling as the excellent Redmi Note 10 Pro, and you got an IPS screen for one, while the camera tech and the charging speeds are also a bit meh compared with the rest of the Redmi Note 10 fam. But you do have that 5G connectivity, as the name blatantly spoils, so it'll go like a prize whippet with a stick of dynamite lodged up its arse when you jump online, assuming you live somewhere with 5G of course. My full Redmi Note 10 5G unboxing and hands-on action is live right now here on Techspert, and my full review will be following soon as basically I stop drinking this bottle of bourbon long enough to actually focus on my laptop screen. And that same day saw Acer's chief tech bods take to a virtual stage and launch a whole heap of laptops, including this surprisingly subtle gaming machine that packs in the latest Intel 11th gen tech, some Nvidia GeForce RTX 30 series grunt, and a choicer display. The Predator Triton 500 SE won't be cheap though, costing from €2,000, so you better start saving up or harvesting the organs of stray orphans right about now. And Acer also unveiled the delightfully portable Swift X, which could be ideal for creative users with its AMD Ryzen 5000 series processor and GeForce RTX 3050 or 3050 Ti GPU. If I were the MacBook Air, I would probably be shitting my pants in terror. And as if that wasn't enough to have us all panting on the floor in a puddle of our own secretions, then Acer well and truly iced that tech cake with a trio of fresh Chromebooks. Oof! Including this absolute monster here, the Chromebook 317, which is the world's first 17-inch laptop rocking Chrome OS. At least I'm 99% sure it is. I can't really be bothered to Google that to check, but no, I'm like positive it's the biggest. I'd even bet the rest of this bottle on it. We're not done yet though, because on that same day yet again, the embargo also lifted on HTC's fresh new Vive Pro 2 PC VR headset. And I happily strapped that almighty helmet to my bald bonce to take it for a test spin. And even though it made me look like an almighty helmet myself, it was a bugger load of fun. Those 5K 120Hz visuals meant that Half-Life Alyx was even more pants-shreddingly terrifying, to the point where I kept at least 4 pairs of Y-fronts on standby, just in case one of those head crab fellas decided to pounce on me and make sweet love to my nostrils, the kinky beggar. And if that sounds like the kind of thing you'd love to have on your face, well, it ain't gonna be cheap unfortunately. The HTC Vive Pro 2 starts from 719 quid just for the headset. If you want the whole kit and caboodle, that'll be 1,300 quid, thank you very much. So again, you got any spare orphans kicking around? Time to start prepping surgery. And my unboxing and full review of that will be going live tomorrow. I did have it ready on time for Thursday, but I also had 3 other videos going live on Thursday, and I thought that would be kind of taking the piss of it. And last up, here in Europe, Realme has finally launched its new range of smartphones called Narzo, which I already love because it sounds a bit like Narcos, so I'm getting images of coke-fueled fun times and neon sexiness. According to the press release, Narzo smartphones will capture the young Gen Z audience by combining premium gaming features with a new distinct identity. But I mean, surely to capture the Gen Z audience, all you need to do is give away a free pair of skinny jeans and a coupon code for a bubble tea with every phone. The first phone in this new lineup is the new Narzo 35G, which is available now from AliExpress. It packs a Dimensity 700 chipset from MediaTek, 5000 mAh battery, a 6.5-inch Full HD IPS screen with 90Hz refresh, and a triple lens rear camera spearheaded by a 48 megapixel primary sensor. And basically, I gotta say, that does sound a shitload like the Realme 8 5G, which already launched over here. I mean, that is just straight up a Realme 8 5G, but with one of those booster speed pad things from Wipeout slapped on its arse. Alright, and that's about all the tech news I can be bothered to cover this week, but before we move on, just enough time for a quick Sony Xperia 1 Mark III update. It's the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III update. And this week's update is still no sign of the It's the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III update. So now it's time for the part of the show that packs in more nuts than a mega pack of KPs. It's viewer comments. Wah, wah, wah. Viewer comments. There's a few people saying happy 3rd anniversary, including Crimson Demon. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, absolutely nuts that this has been going on for as long as that, to be perfectly honest. Alexa says, same watching TechSpert Weekly on the Moto G9 Plus, which I picked up thanks to your insightful reviews. And I don't even think it was being sarcastic in that bit. Here's to many more years of tech shenanigans. Thank you very much. And yeah, in a few more years, who knows what we'll be up to. Probably the Moto G32000 Plus. Those f***ers are launching them. Next up, Javier says, f*** me, it's been 3 years already. I remember when he was on Rockombu, and then all of a sudden TechSpert came along and I've never stopped watching. Now that is dedication, sir. Thank you very much for sticking around this bloody long, that's for sure. And as for Rockombu, yeah, really hoping to do some more collaborations with the guys who run it these days. Sound bunch of lads. And they like to bribe me with big crates of beer to come along and do stuff for them, so bonus. Jason says, this week's video brought to you by Spare Body Parts. New livers welcomed. I mean, yeah, at this point, I'd probably need to just do a full organ rotation every couple of weeks, to be honest. On the subject of late night, dodgy post-pub telly, John says, can't beat watching Naked Attraction or some dogging documentary when you've had 4 too many scrumpies. Which one was Naked Attraction again? Was that the one with Keith Chegwin on Channel 5, where he basically just got his Chegwin out every week and it was just him and a bunch of other naked contestants just doing random challenges? I gotta admit, I usually had to turn it off before even the introduction had finished because I was in severe risk of drowning in my own vomit. Just Google it now. Oh no, it's a dating game show. Oh, okay, so yeah, so there's naked contestants and then you have to pick which one you want to go out with, right? What the bloody hell was I thinking of then? Jesus Christ, my brain. Keith Chegwin, Naked. Oh god, what am I? I'm gonna get some bad results here. Naked Jungle. That's the one that I was thinking of. A one-off television game show produced for the United Kingdom terrestrial TV station Channel 5 by Granada Television. It was controversial because its contestants were nudists. The program's presenter Keith Chegwin was also naked, except for a hat. Very important detail. Apparently it was part of a special season of programmes to mark the 50th anniversary of British naturism, or basically just an excuse to have tits flapping about as someone swung about on a vine. Kind of disturbing though that was the first thing that leapt into my mind. Yeah, not sure what's going on up there. Maybe too much booze or not enough booze? I'm going to go with not enough. Gary also appears to be a bit of a Eurotrash fan, classic show back in the day, and now a little sneaky peeky next week's show, absolute classic. I mean, it really is hard to imagine another show like that actually being on TV. Their budget every week must have been about as low as mine. Like, I have Mr. Wanksock, and they had, what was it, Mr. Pee-Pee and Poo-Poo, the giraffes made out of used bog roll. And next up, Sai says, Invincible, have to agree with you, great show. Why not try I Got Reincarnated as a Spider, So What? I think you'll love it. I mean, from the name alone, 100% sold. So apparently the original name is Kumo Desuga Nanika. It basically sounds like Reincarnated as a Slime, that anime show, which was, I mean, it's absolutely bonkers and highly enjoyable. So yeah, thanks for the recommendation, mate. I'll be sure to snort a whole pack of double dip sherbet and smash my way through a few episodes of that later. Shreve says, started watching you when you had 400,000 subs, hope you get 1 million. Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. It's terrifying how fast the Spartan army is growing. I think at this point there's actually enough to fill like the London Olympic Park, pretty much. It's absolutely mad. Next up, Smart Home says, I wish you'd review e-scooters, that would be funny. I mean, I've been offered e-scooters in the past, but I think that's a bit out of my remit. I mean, let's face it, most of the footage from those reviews would just be me smashing face first into bus stops. It would basically just turn into an episode of Jackass after about 5 seconds. Next up, Fabian says, I'm from India and I love the kebab pizza. Yeah, I mean, it really is a genius combination. You can't go wrong. I used to have that all the time back in Sunderland after far too many jars of beer. I think the only thing more satisfying after far too much booze is probably the deep fried pizza that you get up in Bonnie, Scotland. Ashley says, I expect you'll be watching the Friends reunion hosted by James Corden. I mean, frankly, I think I'd probably rather slather my testicles in jam and then jam them into a hornet's nest. Kinky. Keith says, you mentioned alcohol sponsorship. Check out the Craft Computing YouTube channel. The presenter is well advanced in this area. Okay, let's check this out. Yeah, I mean, basically it just seems to be, yeah, tech reviews and booze. This guy's definitely a kindred spirit. And speaking of spirits, I need to go crack another bottle. Next up, Kath says, I never got anime, maybe my age, but my son introduced me to something called Death Note. It's a good little show. I watched that a lot back in the day. It was quite good, at least until it was like the halfway point, then it went a bit off the rails, even for an anime show. And I think there were some movie versions as well, which I seem to recall were sort of alright, not great. And then didn't even Netflix do like a Western version of it as well, which I seem to recall was absolutely pants. but decent soundtrack. Next up, Pepperbutt says, wait a second, there's background music in TechSpert Weekly. Aye, listen. I mean, clearly what's happened is you've just been so hypnotized by my insightful tech commentary that you've never even realized. Or you just watch every episode when you're already completely shit-faced. Next up, Yuri says, instantly started watching Total Recall. Such a good movie. I mean, seriously, that's one of the very few movies around right now that I've watched a dozen times already, and I would happily watch a dozen times more. And not just because they've got gorgeous three-breasted alien women in it, although that certainly helps. And also, actually, on that subject, I highly recommend a YouTube channel called Movie Birthdays. It's run by a guy called Alper, who I used to work with on Recombo. Some people might remember from back in the day. And he did a video all about Total Recall turning 30 years old, which is slightly terrifying. I seem to recall actually watching it basically as soon as it came on VHS videotape. So I must have only been about like 10 years old or something at the time. Not entirely appropriate, but then to be fair, my parents did also let me watch RoboCop when I think it was either 9 or 10 as well. And I remember the bit where Murphy gets blown away at the start of the film. It was so horrific that I went and hid underneath the kitchen table with my hands over my ears, just like, no! But I think I turned out all right-ish. And anyway, as usual, completely run out of time, so final comment, Lal says, my fave bald English dude, apparently. Really? Even above, like, Jason Statham and Mark Strong? I mean, that truly is an honour. Thank you very much to be ranked above those prestigious slapheads. So yeah, feeling good after that. Good comment to end on, so thank you very much to everyone who commented last week. A massive thanks. Please do poke your comments down below. If you can't really poke a comment, write a comment down below. That would be good. You poke, subscribe, and ding the notifications bell, and you write the comments. And coming up next week, well, take a seat everyone. Hanky's on standby because I've got some bad news, unfortunately. TechSpert Weekly is not going to be around next week. Just a 1 week hiatus though. I'll be back again the following week. So as I say, please do smash those comments down below and I'll get through as many of those as possible when we return in a fortnight. And next week's going to be a busy one. Got launches from Google and also Huawei as well, which I'm embargoed, so I can't say anything more than that, but stay tuned for some hot tech action, certainly from those guys next week. I'm also going to be fully reviewing this bad boy here, the Redmi Note 10 5G, to see if it's as good as the likes of the Redmi Note 10 Pro, though as I say, the specs are pared down a bit to make room for that 5G support. So yeah, some more on that next week too. And all that remains is for me to say, have a fan-bloody-tastic weekend. Thank you for once again joining me to the end of this bag of wank. Love you, bye!